because the place we were going to do it just got attacked really bad, I guess.
Yikes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I got 10 rapid-fire true or false questions for you. Is that cool? So I'm just going to read it out flat, and you just say true or false. Let me know how you feel.
Cool.
All right, here we go. Number 1, Kazushi Sakuraba is the greatest Japanese MMA fighter of all time. True or false?
Absolutely true.
John Jones will be the UFC light heavyweight champion in 2011. True or false?
Probably true.
Alistair Overeem could beat Brock Lesnar and Shane Carwin. True or false?
Here we go. Alistair Overeem's going to be the new guy.
No, he's not going to be the new guy, but you like Alistair Overeem, do you not?
Alistair Overeem got knocked out by Chuck Liddell.
He did, at 205 pounds. He's a much different guy now.
You know, it's funny. That's what's going to happen now. Because we don't have him signed, he'll be the new guy.
You think Alistair's...
The guy that Chuck knocked out at 205.
You think he's going to be the new Fedor?
No. Yeah, he'll be the new guy that, you know, all the UFC haters will be like, oh, this guy's the best, and then all the idiot websites will rank him pound for pound best in the world.
All right. ESPN will show its first live MMA event in 2012. True or false?
That would be awesome.
There will be a UFC pay-per-view at the Verizon Center in downtown D.C. in 2011. True or false?
At the Verizon Center? Yes, true.
The biggest, we went through this already, Shogun Rua will fight again in 2010. True or false?
True.
Oh, good news. David Hay, you know David Hay, said James Toney is, quote-unquote...
Oh, no, that's false. 2011. I'm sorry. You got me on that one.
So 2011 is...
Yes.
Okay. David Hay said James Toney is delusional for wanting to fight Randy Couture. David Hay is right. True or false?
He is very right.
All right, wait. If you're booking a fight and you're saying one guy is delusional for taking it, how do you make that fight?
It's a freak show.
No,
I'm putting on a freak show. I said I'd never do it, and I'm doing it.
Dana.
Listen, this guy chased me around the country saying bad things about the sport. He wants to get his ass whooped. I'm going to let him.
Well, I certainly have no issues with that.
You want me to go out there and tell you, James Toney, Randy Couture should be the greatest fight in the history of the...
Well, then how do you promote it?
Here's what I expect, okay?
Okay.
That's why I'm building a great card around this fight. You're not buying the James Toney versus, Randy Couture fight alone. We're going to have a great card around it. Here's what I expect. Bell rings, they say, come on, let's get it on, whatever, come on. Center of the octagon, they move around a little bit. Randy double legs him, puts him against the fence, squashes his head, the fight's over. But I'm not delusional.
Yeah.
I do. Let me tell you what. And we started filming the countdown show.
Yeah.
And as fat and as whatever you want to think James Toney is, our guy said his hands are like lightning. He said he's so fast. You cannot disrespect the man and what he's accomplished throughout his career. And he could catch Randy Couture and could knock him out. Everybody has a puncher's chance.
All right.
God forbid.
Two more questions for you. We'll let you go. Really appreciate your time here. Last, true or false, Zuffa has the ability to help get jiu-jitsu approved by the Olympic Committee as a competitive sport by 2016 when it heads to Brazil. True or false?
False.
Oh, really? Why not?
I don't know how we'd have any juice with the Olympic Committee.
Well, just as a leveraging power, as ambassadors, I'm sure you could get a meeting quicker than anybody else could.
Isn't it true? Is it true or false that
yes,
the hosting country gets to add something to the Olympics, and they could do jiu-jitsu?
That is true, but I think there's a big, rigorous process through approval. I don't know to what extent that jiu-jitsu is going to be able to top of their list, but
maybe Brazil could get that done.
All right, last question before you. It has nothing to do with your organization, but of course, I'm sure the questions are going to come up. There was a death in South Carolina. South Carolina recently sanctioned MMA about a year ago. Here's what I would say. You don't have to be an idiot to argue that sanctioning is bad for the sport. Of course it's good. But is there an issue with commissions that have a lack of experience undertaking some of these roles? Is that something that concerns you at all?
Here's the deal.
Okay.
These smaller organizations, and this is what I've been talking about for years, and everybody thinks that I'm a hater and trying to, control everything. No, the reality is that medical testing, this is the safest sport in the world, okay? If medical testing is done. If you can't afford to do the proper medical testing, you have no business being in the fight business, okay? The UFC has actually saved people's lives. There's kids who have come into the Ultimate Fighter, young guys who have brain aneurysms. And anybody could have that. You could have a brain aneurysm. I could have one. It's not from fighting. It's not from getting punched. It could happen from anything. But you have to detect that and have to go get taken care of. There's been kids on The Ultimate Fighter. Thiago Alves, we found it. All these different things you have to be able to find. If you can't do think about this. 1993 is when the UFC started, right?
Right.
Since 1993, 63 kids have died playing high school football. 63 kids have died playing high school football. You don't hear that in the papers every day. You don't hear people running around trying to ban football, right?
Right.
There's never been a death in the UFC since 1993. These smaller promotions don't do the proper medical testing, and if they can't afford to do it, then they shouldn't be doing fights.
Dana White is the president of the UFC. Dana, before you go, I have to issue a thank you. I don't know if you remember, we were the ones that had the little bit of the mix-up on Twitter. I just want to say,
and I'll apologize to you again on the radio.
You don't have to.
Sorry about that.
Here's what I want to say. You didn't have to apologize, and life would have rolled on just the same for me if you hadn't. I think it takes a lot of courage and a lot of humility and a lot of graciousness to come on the show like this. So I appreciate your time very much. I wish you the best, and good luck on UFC 116. I'm sure it's going to do gangbusters. Thank you.
My pleasure, man. Thanks for the support.
Hey, anytime. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, I want to thank Othello. You can hang up on him if he hasn't already hung up. I want to thank Othello for setting up this interview. I don't know. First time I've ever interviewed the guy, and I don't know. I did my best. I did my best. You never know what's going to happen in this life. But the media stuff, boy, I'm not sure what to say about that. All right, we come back. More UFC 116 talk. This is 106.7 The Fan.